What is up, y'all? Back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my previous video. I've got a couple movies to go over and then some new Blu-rays to unpackage. But first off, before we get into the movie reviews, I just got to address my previous video because I think it got ratioed. Actually, I'm not sure if it got ratioed or not because I can't even see those statistics anymore on my content page. It used to just show it right there, but I don't see it. However, based off the reactions and the comments, I'm just guessing that I got ratioed. So guess what? I'm going to double down. The Shining sucks. I don't like that movie. It's boring as hell. It has terrible acting from Shelley Duvall. And I stand on that. I stand on it. 10 toes down, baby. That movie sucks. When I woke up this morning, I was not expecting that video to have 800 plus views. I sure as heck didn't think it was going to get up to nearly 1,500, which I think it's at right now. I think it's close to 1,500 views. That's insane. My hiking videos don't even get that many views, and I've got close to 5,400 subscribers over there. So I don't know what triggered that video to make it so popular. Not really sure, but like I said, I got quite a bit of hate. And I knew I was gonna. And it doesn't affect me. Because no matter what you say on a video, there's going to be somebody out there that doesn't like it. Somebody out there is going to find a problem with what you're saying. I mean, I can put out the most peaceful, hiking video ever, and someone will comment something negative almost every time. It's mind-blowing. It's like people just want to hate. And I think that's probably why the video did so good, is because people love the hate. They love the negativity. The negativity sells. Positivity doesn't sell. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I stand on what I said about it. But just for shits and gigs, I want to go over some of these comments that people left, because I think they're funny. Not only are they funny, but some of them I just want to respond to. First one, right off the bat. Dude, I'm here for the movie reviews. What the fuck? Okay, I can understand that. Because I start off the video talking about my job. Talking about, what happened at my job and how I hurt my toe and everything like that. I get it. I just wasn't expecting that video to have 1,500 views on it. I was expecting it to have like 30. So I didn't think anybody would care. That's why I didn't really pay much attention to what I was saying. I was just shooting from the hip. So I can understand that kinda, even though, I think that's still a little over the top. It's like, my God, would I talk about my job for about 4.5 minutes and then I get into movies the whole rest of the time? So they can shut the fuck up. The next comment here is from me, and I had to correct what I had said in the video. In the video, I was making fun of the supernatural magic ghost letting Jack from The Shining out of a freezer room. I said he was like locked in a freezer. It wasn't a freezer. It was like a big food pantry room. So it wasn't cold in there. It's just, for some reason, the fact that they were up there in the snow, he was locked in a room. I just said freezer. However, I meant food room. Yeah, a food room is what the magical ghost let him out of, which makes no damn sense whatsoever. Next comment. What ruined the movie version of The Shining for me was that I read the book before I saw the movie. I couldn't believe the creative license Kubrick took with the story. Regardless, every actor, starting with Nicholson, did a fantastic job. Which is hilarious. This is going to be a recurring theme in the comments where people are defending the performances by all the actors, especially Shelley Duvall. And in my opinion, she is objectively bad. It's not even up for debate. She is objectively terrible in her role. She can't get through her lines. It's terrible. It's terrible. She's so slow with her delivery. She sounds like she's just having a hard time trying to remember what to say. Yeah, I think it's terrible. And like I said, I'm going to stand by those words. She's a terrible actress, at least in that movie. I think she made a good Olive Oyl, though. My God, she looks like Olive Oyl. In the old Popeye movie with Robin Williams, yeah, she looks like Olive Oyl. Next comment here. Before you even mentioned it, I knew it must be The Shining, right? Because that guy gets it. Either that guy agrees with me, or he saw some of my previous videos, and he knew I was going to say The Shining. Either way, he knew I was going to say The Shining. Next comment. I wouldn't recommend talking about work for the first 10 minutes. LMAO. Okay, first of all, it wasn't 10 minutes. And second of all, I didn't think anyone was going to watch the video. So I didn't really give a shit. And guess what? I still don't give a shit. If you don't like it, don't watch. Next one. I'm sorry to differ with you, sir, but The Shining is a masterpiece. It's always been a masterpiece. I should know, sir. I've always watched it. I get what he was doing there at the end. That's kind of funny. And that's fine. If that's your opinion, that's cool. If you think it's a masterpiece, by all means, think it's a masterpiece. No sweat off my sack. Next comment. I'm surprised that Prime allows you to work for them. I would have fired your ass the first time you damaged company property because of your immature temper. Okay, I never damaged property because of my immature temper. Okay, it might be immature, and I do have a temper. I'm not disputing that, but I never went out and intentionally destroyed property. Okay, if you go back and listen to the video, I say that I've trashed out 5 vans, but is a flat tire my fault? No. Is the serpentine belt falling apart my fault? No. Is the starter going out my fault? No. Is the engine overheating and blowing up my fault? No. Is it my fault the doors stick and I have to kick them to get them open? No. These vans are pieces of shit. You guys have no idea. Nothing in them works. I mean, we're lucky that the AC works in those things. The turn signals don't work. The radios are all kicked in. Like I said, the doors don't work. They're dirty as shit. These vans are terrible. They've got like 100,000 miles on them. They barely function. That's why we're getting a whole fleet of brand new electric vehicles, because they got to get rid of these things, because all they do is repair them. So yeah, I haven't destroyed any property intentionally. It's just that I just feel like maybe I'm hard on it, and the shit breaks. I don't know. I don't even think I'm hard on it. I'm just saying, when the door doesn't open, how are you supposed to get it open? You got to kick it open, okay? You got to kick it open. My response to that was, well, I'm glad you aren't in charge. Smiley face. Okay, next comment here. This goes along with the Shelley Duvall is great theme. I have not read the book, but I know it's different. Still, it's a good scary movie, but not everybody likes the same things. I'm with it so far. That all makes sense. I am just sad that Kubrick was awful to the main actress. That was not needed, and she was fantastic in it. Again, she was objectively not fantastic in it. I don't care what anybody says. She's terrible. She is absolutely terrible. Swinging that bat around like a total weakling. Dude, you couldn't break a wet paper bag with one of those little weak-ass swings, let alone knock Jack Nicholson down the steps with it. Totally stupid. This next guy. Okay, so what are your favorite horror movies? I like The Shining, but don't really compare it with horror movies. It's just different. Okay, I agree with that. And I responded, I would go with Aliens as the best. And then I put in parentheses, although some might say it's a sci-fi. But I also like Near Dark, Lost Boys, The Gate, and The Hitcher. The old Hitcher from the 80s with Rutger Hauer. Those are just some of my favorite horror movies. Next one. It sounds like you watched a completely different movie than The Shining. It's all dialogue? There's not much dialogue at all. You really just don't get it at all. I assume you didn't read the book. It's very different from the book, but it would at least give you some idea what The Shining is. Hint, it's not Jack Nicholson's character you're supposed to be afraid of. Kubrick did plenty of boring movies that weren't great, but this was definitely not one of them. It's up there with 2001, Dr. Strangelove, and Clockwork Orange as one of the best. Okay, maybe Clockwork Orange is good, but I think I saw Dr. Strangelove once a long time ago, and honestly, I don't even remember it. It was forgettable. But 2001 is fucking terrible. That is one of the most boring movies ever. I don't see how anybody can watch that and stay awake. Every time I try to watch that, I literally fall asleep. Like, that's the movie I put in if I just want to go to sleep. I put that in. I mean, that is the movie version of Ambient. I responded back, I did not read the book, and no, the movie is not all dialogue, but the dialogue that is in it is boring as hell. And you really don't want to hear my opinions of 2001 either. That is probably the single most boring-ass movie in cinematic history. I said his moon landing video was only slightly better. You guys get the joke there. And then, of course, people are going to get upset about that. Because if you question the moon landing at all, some of these people act like you insulted their mother. We totally did land on the moon in the 60s. Yeah, we did. How dare you question that? It's the greatest achievement of mankind ever. Yeah, I'm just saying, that was a good movie by Kubrick. Too bad NASA lost it, destroyed it, taped over it. Not really sure what happened, but they don't have that footage anymore. The footage of the most amazing thing mankind has ever done, and NASA lost it. How many millions do we give those people per day and they lost the video footage? What a bunch of jackasses. Maybe they just didn't want anybody watching it again. Just saying. Here we go with the next comment. When did you watch it? I watched it when I was about 10. I consider either The Shining or The Evil Dead as the scariest movies of the century. It's probably my pick for the best horror movie of the century. I suspect Japanese horror was inspired by The Shining. Shelley gave an Oscar-worthy performance. Very realistic. Yeah, very realistic if you have Down syndrome and you can't talk normally or have some kind of brain damage or something. You don't know how to speak. Nobody in real life speaks like that. God. And the last comment here. The Shining sucks. Haunted hotel movies, the Beyond is better. Fulci reigns eternal. I responded back with, I think 1408 is a good haunted hotel movie. And I do like Fulci. He's good. He has made some good movies. But yeah, guys, like I said, I stand on what I said about The Shining. Really nothing you can comment is going to change my mind on it. If you want to disagree, hey, by all means disagree. That's totally fine. Doesn't bother me at all. That's great. I know people like that movie. That's why it's like the #1 ranked horror movie in history. Yeah, I was looking up like the top 50 horror movies earlier today, and of course, The Shining was #1. It's just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I still don't get it. I'll never get it. I feel like Tom Hanks in Big, where he's in that corporate meeting with the toy company. I don't get it. I don't get it. The robot turns into a building. How was that fun? I don't get it. And then he gets like promoted and the hot ass chick wants to bang him. So hopefully that'll happen to me too. I doubt it. But let's get into these movie reviews. I watched 4 movies since yesterday. First one right off the bat, Role Models, unrated, with Sean William Scott and Paul Rudd. And I didn't think I'd seen this before. I totally thought this was a blind buy. And when I started watching it, the whole first part seemed new. I was like, yeah, I've never seen this, but it's kind of funny. But then when Jane Lynch comes in, the one that runs the Sturdy Wings little foundation, oh my God, she's probably the funniest person in the whole movie. Jane Lynch. Dude, she's so funny. You guys know what I had for breakfast? Cocaine. You know what I had for lunch? Cocaine. The guy's like, what'd you have for dinner? And the other one was like, did you have cocaine? So it's funny. She's like an ex-addict that started the Sturdy Wings Foundation. But when she started calling the adults bigs and the kids littles, I was like, dude, that's so familiar. Like, I've seen this before. I'd totally seen this before. And then I kind of remembered some of the other scenes. But this is funny. I mean, watching this compared to like old school, I thought this was much, much better. I don't know. I enjoyed it more. Maybe because it was newer and I didn't know all the jokes by heart. But this was pretty funny. I would say the end is a little cringe when they all dress up like the Kiss members. That's a little cringe. McLovin dressing up as the cat. It's like, oh my God, dude, you look retarded. But still, this was funny. I like it. But anyways, guys, let's move on now to the next 3 movies. And I'm going to review these pretty much all as one. But I got Death Race 1, 2, and 3. And I just found out that there's a part 4 called like Beyond Anarchy or something like that. I saw it on Vinted today, so I ordered it. That should be arriving here in a few days. Can't wait to get it. But I love these movies. I think they're great. I think they're awesome. I mean, they're well done. You can tell these movies have a budget. I feel like everything in here is like a practical effect. I didn't see anything that stood out as bad CGI. This seemed like they really built those cars and they were really wrecking them and blowing shit up. Yeah, these movies are cool. I really like them. The only thing I would say is if you haven't seen any of these movies before, start with part 2, then watch part 3, then watch the first one. Because it's almost like they go in reverse order. It's like they start off with part 1, and that's like the final chapter of the story, at least for these 3 movies. So yeah, if you want to enjoy them a little more, I would say start with part 2, then 3, then go back to 1 with Jason Statham. Part 1 did seem a cut above. You had better actors. You had Ian McShane. That's back when he was like in every movie. It has Jason Statham in it, who you know, he's always pretty solid. But I just felt like the production and stuff was just a notch better, just a little bit better. The only things I would have switched would maybe be the music Man, I think if they would have had some like old school Metallica playing in that during some of those car scenes, dude, that would have just set it over the top. If they would have had like Master of Puppets or something playing, or just anything from like the first 4 Metallica albums, maybe something like Battery or something like that, as they were blowing each other up and racing around. Oh my God, that would have been awesome. And they could have got Metallica. Come on, I mean, if Zombieland 1 and Zombieland 2 and Old School can get Metallica, Death Race can get Metallica too. But instead of like old school Metallica, I felt like they more got like Saint Anger Metallica. Yeah, the music just wasn't that great. It's like, it's just like, God, man, get some better music. And in the movie, all the drivers have like a female sidekick that helps them navigate. And it's, it's supposed to be like a hot chick. I mean, she's good looking. The one that they got in the movie, actually, there was 2 different actresses. There was one actress in part 2 and 3, and then a different one in the first one. And they're all good looking. I mean, they're all hot. I'm not gonna take anything away from them. I only got 2 words though. Genesis Rodriguez. If you're gonna get a dark-haired Latino-looking chick, Genesis Rodriguez is the answer you're looking for. Dude, she is amazing. She is beautiful. They would have had her plus Metallica. Dude, perfect movie. Perfect movie. In part 2, it's kind of funny to me because the corporation that owns the prison system or whatever is the Wayland Corporation. The Wayland Corporation, like from Aliens. So I thought that was kind of cool. Just kind of made you think, it's like, is that the same corporation as Aliens? Are they giving a little nod to Aliens and that kind of stuff? But so that was kind of cool. What else can I say about the second one though? Like I said, it just wasn't quite as well made as the first one. However, the action scenes are all top notch. I feel like the action scenes are good in all 3 movies. You can't go wrong. But yeah, you got the guy in there playing Frankenstein. Frankenstein's like the big star of the Death Race series. And part 2 is kind of like the origin of Frankenstein. Kind of shows how he came into power. It kind of shows how the whole Death Race thing got started. They kind of talk about it in the first movie, but in the second one, they really go into detail. Because it starts off, it's almost like the UFC where they fight to the death. And people got tired of that. They got tired of seeing the convicts fight. So then they moved it up to the Death Race. And in part 2, they show that whole storyline of them starting off with the fights and then moving to the cars and everything. The only thing I would kind of question is Frankenstein like risks his life to save the weakest guy in the prison. You just don't do that. When you go to prison, you don't want to align yourself with the weakest person in there because then people are going to think you're weak. I've watched enough prison YouTube videos from ex-cons to know that you don't want to align with a weakling. That's just going to put a target on your back. However, though, Frankenstein, being the super nice guy he is, he goes and saves the little nerd. The head person that runs everything, that's running the whole show. This is back when they were doing the fighting before they had the cars. She's trying to get Frankenstein to be a fighter. She's offering him, better food, a better place to live, all these extra perks. I think she grabs his crotch. She's hot as hell. And he turns everything down. He's like, nope, not going to do it. So instead, they put the little nerd in to fight. And he's like, oh, hell no. And he like jumps the cage. He jumps over the fence with the barbed wire, gets in there and fights for the weakling. I'm like, wow, you're not going to fight for better food, but you're going to fight for this dweeb? Come on, man. Get real. And then the third one is kind of cool too, because this like almost like an Elon Musk guy comes in. He wants to buy the rights to Death Race. He wants to like franchise it out. He wants to have death races all over the world. And the whole theme of this one is they go over to Africa and they have this like desert race, and they want to bring Frankenstein over to race in that because he's like has all the star power. So it's kind of cool because you get like a new setting and everything. They're over in Africa racing. Yeah, it's cool. And like I said, all of the racing scenes in all 3 movies are top notch, awesome, all practical effects, super kick-ass. Super kick-ass. So yeah, if you like those kind of movies, dude, check out the Death Race movies. All right. I know this video is getting a little long, but let's get into the new Blu-rays. I've been wanting to get into these because like I said, I got to get these open and then approve the sales so that the sellers can get their money. I like to be quick about that, I know they've been waiting to get their little $2-3 or whatever, so I want to hurry up and get them paid. All right, first one here. Edge of Tomorrow with Emily Smoke a Blunt and Tom Cruise Control. It's so funny too because it says live, die, repeat real big on here. And that's what this person had the movie labeled as on Vinted. They had the movie labeled as live, die, repeat. And I'm like, dude, that's not the name of the movie. And it's because there was two of these and both of them said that. Live, die, repeat was the name of the movie. Sorry guys, that's not the name of the movie. Let's check the quality of this Blu-ray. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. This isn't the best movie. It's okay. It's got Tom Cruise. It's a sci-fi movie, so I thought I'd go ahead and get it. I think it was only like $2. It was pretty cheap. So I picked it up. Moving on to the next one. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, I can already feel like the case is broken. Maybe not. Okay, here's a blind purchase. Brotherhood of Blades. I have no idea what this is about, but I did a quick Google search and people were like, yeah, this is a good movie. So for a couple bucks, I went ahead and I grabbed it. Hopefully the disc is in good. Yeah, that disc is in good shape. I love it. 2 for 2. The case looks good. Everything looks good on that one. Brotherhood of Blades. That should be a fun one to watch. I love those kind of movies. This one, I'm hoping is in good condition because it doesn't have a lot of packaging. Ooh, and someone taped one of their hairs in there too. That's interesting. Okay. Here's one that I never had on DVD. The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis, Gary Oldman, and Mila Jovovich. And we all know about The Fifth Element. Everybody's seen The Fifth Element. Man, my ex-girlfriend freaking loved this movie. Oh my God, this was like her favorite movie. Oh, that disc is in good condition too. Hell yeah. Man, as long as the disc is good, that's really the bottom line. I do like when the little, insert is in good condition too, but the disc is the most important thing. So that's a good pickup. And I think this was real cheap too, like $2.50. Yeah, I saw it come through for cheap and I was on it quick because I have seen that on Vinted before and people are like proud of it. They charge a lot for that one. All right, last one here. And this is the second time that I've bought this. Independence Day Resurgence. Because the other copy that I got was trashed. The discs were, it's like they had come from Family Video or something. I hate buying used rental discs. I cannot stand buying used rental discs. They had stickers all over them. Yes, I got the stickers off, but the discs were all scratched up. I was not happy with it, and I really did enjoy the movie. So when I saw this come through for $2 with the perfect slipcover, look at that slip, mint condition. I went ahead and I was like, yeah, what the heck, man, let's get it. I am not happy with that other set that I had. Oh yeah, mint condition, baby, mint condition. So I now have a good copy of Independence Day Resurgence. I thought it was a cool movie. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I want to watch it again one of these days. Yeah, it was good. But anyways, guys, I know this video got real long. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And until the next one, y'all, peace.